How's it going, guys? Welcome to Growing with the Collins podcast. I'm your host, Corey Collins.
And this is Erica Collins.
Who's actually sitting right across from me. Those who don't know, this is my wife. This is my beautiful wife. Hard-working wife. Why you looking at me like that? So in other words, okay, I'm going to scratch that because like she want to hit me or something. But this is 2019. First month is already down. Hope you guys got all your New Year's resolutions together. And you're sticking to them and you're killing stuff. And if you're having problems with your New Year's resolutions for us, your progression for its completion, take a listen to our first podcast. Well, it is our first podcast of the year.
Yeah, it's the first podcast of the year of 2019.
Or was it December? They wasn't it December?
I think it was the first one of the year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But it talks about keeping God first, being able to complete that. It's the only New Year's resolution you actually need. So, but we're going to get into, I guess you say we call it the scripture of the day, which is something new. Because along with that, we want to try to keep God first within this podcast and also start off with a great feel, you know what I'm saying, of the vibrancy. You know what I mean? Just because everything is basically built around Christian morals and values that me and my wife trying to do. You know, we still cuss every blue moon, but we trying to get things together, you know what I'm saying? But most importantly, we thank you guys for being here. We thank you guys for listening. Shout out to Virginia, man. The increase for the podcast. What's ranking first is Atlanta. What is it? Atlanta, Virginia, Texas, Cali. Thank you guys for listening. So that do away. We're going to get into the scripture. It's going to come from Colossians 3:13. It say, "Bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord forgave you." And that comes from Colossians 3:13. Babe, what you think about that scripture though?
It's deep.
Boy, it hit you though, because I swear it's a couple folks I ain't rocking with, period. I'm telling you, bro.
It's deep. It's just, we have to keep in mind. It's hard, you know, from time to time, because I ain't gonna lie, me either. It was plenty of times where I ain't want to forgive, or I still, sometimes, to be honest, I feel some type of way about different situations. But in the back of my mind, it's like, Erica, you know that ain't right. You need to forgive this person regardless of whatever it is. But sometimes, man, you be like, man, they did me wrong, you know? And it's like when you don't deserve it, or you know you didn't do it, or whatever the situation may be. But it's like, we human. We human. And it's like, by us being human, it's like we gonna feel some type of way, and we gonna not want to forgive them.
Right.
You know, but it's like, man, keeping it back of your head, when you think about it, you hear that little voice, Erica, you know you need to forgive them. Yeah. But it's like, man, then the other side is just like, nah, man, you know, you want to stick to your word. But it's like, we got to keep in mind, man, it's like God forgave us. Yeah. And it's like, he forgave us for sins that we ain't even committed yet. Right. So it's like, for him to even have it in, for him to be able to forgive us for things that we don't even know we gonna do, right, but we gonna do it. And for him to already forgive us for that. And it's like, and you sitting here and you can't forgive, you know, your brothers and sisters here on earth for the things that they have done. It's like, you want to be accepted into your heaven. Right. So it's a way bigger picture than we really think about, and just sitting around holding grudges and being mad and upset with someone. Right. And it have came to a time, even with myself, it was like, boy, I did not want to forgive this one person. I didn't, you know, and I literally had to pray about it. Yeah. I really had to pray to God about helping me to forgive this person, and just giving me the courage, right, you know, to be able to just say, or even be able to go talk to this person. It's like, I ain't want to talk to him. You know, he's like, man, when I see this person, I want to hit him. You know, the thug in me want to come out for a second, the West Side. It's like, man, I was like, man, this person say one thing to me, well, I'm just going to slap her. It's like, I really wanted to do that, because it's like, this person really pushed me to that limit, to that point to where I didn't want to forgive. I didn't want to talk to this person. It's like, we say that person's name, it was like, boy, I was ready. Yeah. It was like, and it's like, me as an adult, you know, when you're younger, it's different. It's like, you know, you'll pop off with no reason, you know, but it's like, as you get older, man, it's like, it's a certain way that you should carry yourself, you know, you as a young lady, a wife, or, you know, as, you know, just as a mother, whatever it is, it's like, you got to carry yourself in a certain way. And it's with that situation right there, man, God was testing me, you know.
I've gotten to the point where now it's like with me, it's like I have this thing where it's like if I don't care, I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's been mixed in with emotions for us. I don't know if I forgave somebody or not because it's like once you cross me, it's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Don't call me, don't text me. You know what I'm saying? Like stay over there.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Don't ask me for nothing. You just stay over because
yeah.
I see now. You know what I'm saying? Who you are. So it's just what the thing with me. Where the confusion come in is that I just don't be around you. I don't bother you, and you know what I'm saying. So it's just like I don't know if I've actually forgiven that person because I then just tend to my lane, and the people who I do mess with, it's like it's like if I'm around you and I feel uncomfortable, I think I still haven't forgave you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that's something God had really been working with me on, and I'm like, it's just I don't know. I'm just a very I ain't gonna say cutthroat person, but it's just like after it's over, it's like once I say it, okay, that's it. You know, I ain't dealing with you no more, and I'm good. I'm on my own lane, and I'm go be happy. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, for as me feeling that feeling, I be like, you know, I forgave him. But at the same time, it's like I'm starting to know is if you're uncomfortable around a person, should I still feel uncomfortable? I mean, that's probably a question I need to ask the pastor. I'm not sure though, but that's basically my lane there, and I totally feel where you're coming from, and I just feel like as long as you're in my space, you know what I'm saying?
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm good, and I can get some time to think about how I'm gonna handle you. You know what I'm saying?
I understand exactly where you're coming from because it's been a time where I think I forgave you. It's like, man, I ain't stunned that person. You know, I forgave him.
Yeah.
The moment you enter my presence, all the feelings come back. Like all the feelings come back of how I felt.
Right.
And that's when that's when I say I know exactly what you're talking about because it's like that's when you start to think like, did I really forgive this person?
Right.
You know, and it's like you forgave him because the person been out of sight, out of mind.
Right.
But it's like the moment you in that person's presence, everything come back. And it's like, oh man, God testing me again.
Okay, check this out. You know the crazy part of that is this right here though. It's like me and you can get in the argument, right?
Yeah.
But it's the little silly stuff that we do. Like I guess, you know what I'm saying? Be careful with the mic, man.
Yeah, I'm not
the silly stuff that we do, you know what I'm saying, may come in and just like, give me a kid.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times too, it could be just playing like a gospel song.
Yeah.
Or playing a sermon that really changed the whole atmosphere back around again. And it's just like, I thank God for that though. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it's like, we can forgive each other, but when it come down like other people outside the house, it's like, man, I ain't mess with you. You better go about your business.
We be on the same page.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time though, that itself is just a slap in the face to God though.
Yep.
Cause you think about it though, like it says that He gave His only begotten son.
Yeah.
His only son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To die for our sins. To forgive us for what we did.
Yeah.
But we don't want to forgive somebody we see every single day. And that is hard, man.
Every single day for the rest of our life.
That type of love right there. Yeah. Think about it. You know, it's like your only son.
Like, would I really give up Paisley?
Yeah.
To forgive somebody else? People that I don't even know. I mean, God know everybody. Yeah. But it's like for me to do that for people who he don't even know who's gonna worship him. The people who's gonna praise him.
Chance after chance.
Yeah, it's like he give us chance after chance after chance. It's like, think about it. How many times you probably already don't see in your little 35 years of life? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like, you got a long way to go. Right. 40, 50, 60 years. Some people want to live 120, 30, 40 years. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you have a long life to live. And it's like, this person that may be in your presence, you may be around for the rest of your life. You may not. Mm-hmm. And it's like, what is so hard about forgiving people? It's just that we hear.
Hold on, time. Don't say that so easy.
I know. I just thought that's what I just thought about.
Because like on the other side of the formula is you don't know what the person did to that person.
True. Because I know I was there. That's what I had to think about when I said I kind of got slow with it.
So like, I mean, like along with that, it's just like with me, man. What makes it hard for me? What really, really, really makes it hard for me is the fact that I'm knowledgeable enough about Christ to know that I'm sinning when I'm not forgiving somebody. And I know the weight there it is. Like, yo, man, He giving me a chance, you know what I'm saying, to get it right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I know, but another thing too, we think too, that just because He haven't addressed it then, that it's all
okay.
right. Yeah, but at the same time, you still carry that in your heart. And you got to be honest, man. Like, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, you know.
Yeah.
I don't like not liking nobody, but sometimes you just feel you owe somebody that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
like, that right there is just something I'm walking around with, you know. And like, as of now, I'm good. But it's like I always try to be more on the more inspiring end.
Yeah.
So when that stuff in you, it's like, yo, you got a bad taste right here, bro.
The thing, just as you were saying, the thing is with me, it's like, it's not too many people I dislike. To be honest, it's only a person I may dislike right now. Maybe one or two, maybe. I don't know.
You dislike them?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, but it's like, I don't dislike them to the point to where, you know, I hate them or something like this. It's nothing like that.
I got you.
But it's like, you know, sometimes it's not even, it's the ways that the person may have.
Right.
But.
You don't like me?
Yeah, I like you. You know, you have our times. I love you.
I forgot to finish the dishes, babe. You know what I'm saying?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
Okay. You had a busy week. It's okay.
All right, I appreciate it.
But it's like, it's sometimes, I think the part what hurts so much is because you know what type of person you are. You know what type of person you are. So it's like with me, I feel like I'm honest, I'm loyal, I'm going to be straightforward with you. And it's like when you don't get that back from another person, and it's like, to me, sometimes I feel like if somebody told you I said something or did something, I feel like just come to me and ask me. Yeah. You know, I'm just that real. It's like, come to me and ask me. It's like either I did or if I didn't. You know what I mean? So that's why I never play into the little he say, she say stuff. Right. Because it's like, to me, it's like, I ain't got time for that, because whatever I have to say to you, I say it to you, you know, face to face or whatever. But it's like, I think it's just like when you're dealing with a situation, when you can't forgive, I just feel like when I'm dealing with a situation where I can't forgive, it's just like, man, I just feel like I'm just so loyal to the person. It's just like, you just do me like that. It's like, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts me to the point to where it's like, man, I don't want to deal with this person. You know, I can't believe that person did me like that. Because it's like, to me, if you in my circle or you're a part of my life, it's like, I won't do anything to hurt you. Right. So when somebody do that to me, it's like, I really feel some type of way about that. And I think that's what takes me so long to forgive sometimes. And I know it's not right. And it's something that God is still working on with me. But it's like, I feel like, when you're my people, you're my friends, my family, you in my circle, it's like, I won't do anything to hurt you. So it's like, I think that's what hurts me the most, when somebody do something to me, or, you know, if I be in a situation where I can't forgive.
What I noticed too, though, is that I had to kind of understand and realize that you have people, they're in business to hurt people. They they really do thrive off, excuse me, they really thrive off seeing another person in the moment of being distressed, or that moment of calamity. Like, oh yeah, boy, hey, boy, she just fine. Boy, look at her. Look at her. You know what I'm saying? And people can feel that too. Like when you walk into the door, that you're not the same, and that energy that some people like, what's wrong with you? That person's like, what's wrong with you? You got another person like, oh boy, yeah. How she go get out of this, or how he go get out of this? Like, they thrive off of that. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I think that is I don't know if that's like a level of spiritual sickness, but I'm gonna be honest though, man. Like, you never know what that person also went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know, like, because sometimes, like, some people that went through so much pain, they want other people to feel it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just like, with that being said, I still have a heart of understanding too, though. Yeah. Even though it's like, you still, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, I just feel like God done blessed me with the spirit and the wisdom to be able to look at both sides of the situation from a spiritual and psychological standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and that's why I guess the Bible says you should pray for your enemies. And that's not easy though, bro.
No, it's not. But I'm gonna tell you, when I prayed for that one person though, I'm gonna tell you, like, it's like when this situation I dealt with at one point where it was like, I do not like this person. I had to really pray. Yeah. Like, I prayed several times. Yes, we were just talking about this. Like, I prayed about that. And it's like, and I had to tell Corey, I'm like, man, they wasn't nothing but God. Because it was like, I couldn't stand this person. Because I just felt like they really thrive off, just like what you were saying, off seeing other people hurt, or wanted to hurt people and say mean stuff and just doing mean things that was totally unacceptable. And I felt like they were too old to act like that. That was just my thought. And it was like, I just really didn't want to deal with a person like that. I couldn't be around a person like that. And it was just like, I had to really pray to God, because it got to the point where it's like, I speak to everybody, even if I know you mad at me or you upset, I speak. I'm like, hey, how you doing? And it's like, I kind of do it on purpose. Like, some of my people, my friends, they know, they'll start laughing.
But keep it 100 though. It's also to be that speak that, like, I'm going to go ahead and say something to you, then I'm going to go on my business. Like,
yeah, that too. Yeah, that too.
Yeah,
hey, how you doing? It's like, it was to the point where I ain't even speak. I walk right past her. And it's like, with me, I speak to everybody. Hey, how you doing? I say the same line. They laugh at me sometimes like,
hey, how
you doing? Yeah, and I say it real fast. Hey, how you doing? And I just keep it moving. I don't wait on you to respond. I don't wait on people to say anything. So it's like, sometimes you'll never know if I feel some type of way, because it's like, I'm speaking to everybody. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
But it's like, with that situation, I wouldn't speak. I wouldn't say anything. And it was like, all of a sudden, one day, I actually spoke.
Yeah.
And I think I probably went maybe a couple of years or a year. So I went a while.
Yeah.
And when God, it's like, I had to pray to God about it, and God just allowed it to happen. It's like, because it wasn't me, because I had already said in my mind, like, man, God, be with me. It just helped me just to be able to forgive this person, because it's like, I just couldn't do it.
And the thing, I'm gonna tell you something about being, I guess you're saying a very creative person too, though. When you got this stuff like in your head and your heart and all that, it's hard to create content.
Yeah.
Because because first of all, I think one of the biggest things for us, the person who's to prey on the situation, is like, why me though?
Yeah.
What did I do? You know what I'm saying? Like, really?
Yeah.
And you feel as if, like, how much you done put out. You start to look at yourself. Well, me, myself, I look at myself, you know what I'm saying, both ends. If I have to apologize, I will. But it's like, when you can't come up with no reason why, it's like, yo, you going through some stuff right now. Like, this ain't who I know, so you got a demon in you. You know what I'm saying? For real, like, that's really how I be looking at things. Like, you dealing with something, and you gonna have to deal with it. You got to go to the, you know what I'm saying, to the closet yourself and think about it, so and so. But the person who's the prey of the situation, you like, man, why me though, man? I don't do nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I help people. I stay in my own lane. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, what I had to come to understand was, I think, now this is just a personal thing, before I guess you say with my own life, I think forgiveness is like one of the greatest learning curves there is to becoming a awesome individual. You know what I mean? Because, like, think about it. That was like the biggest thing Christ had to get over. He had to forgive. Like, out of all the stuff that he did, now think about it, all the stuff that he did, all the miracles that he performed, you know what I'm saying? That last thrive was, I had to get hit for these folk.
Yeah.
I had to get hit for them. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, all the miracles and everything wouldn't have mattered at all if he wouldn't have died on the cross for us. You know what I'm saying? To be sacrificed. I think that's like ultimate. And it's like, I think that's something that we take lightly. You know, we take the little what is it, grape juice? Grape juice and cookies or something like that. You know,
our little wine, fake wine in church.
I be actually want real wine. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? But it's just like, sometimes, man, you know, I don't eat. Like, actually last Sunday I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't take communion. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was with Paisley, because she wouldn't be still. But during that time, it's like, I knew I got some things I need to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, God don't care about whether you are the prey or the predator. He cares about your follow-up.
Yeah.
So that being the prey or being the predator, that's off the top. That comes with nobody's perfect. We all fail and come, you know what I'm saying, short of the glory of God. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's about your follow-up when developing that mind of Christ. Like, when you had developed that mindset of how I should move. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? God shouldn't have to tell you. Like, if you read your word enough, you should already know. You know what I'm saying? You should already know of his spirit. You know what I'm saying? So that is like, I guess you said my situation for it. That's why I ain't really taking me like, yo, I got some things I need to take care of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Realize it at that moment.
And think about it though, man. Like, you can feel like as if you're giving in to that person, but to be real, you got to keep it 100 with yourself. Like, man,
it's a higher power.
Yeah, you holding yourself back.
Yep.
From what some cheese ball done did to you, you know what I'm saying? Or the cheese ball personality of lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Wanting to see people down and try to put people down and stuff. Man, God got way more things for you to experience.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? For you to let somebody, you know what I'm saying, put that hate in your heart like that.
And take that away from you.
And take it away from you.
You're taking all your blessings away by having hatred.
Right.
And the good thing about that is, and it's like not to have hatred in your heart. You know, sometimes when you have that in your heart, you wear it on your sleeve.
Right.
And you sometimes become that bitter person. It's like you don't want to be that person.
Right.
And it's like, why should you allow somebody else the way that they act or the things that they have done to you take you away from all the blessings that God have in store for you?
Right.
It's like, man, it ain't nowhere in the world. When you really think deeper into it, like, man, it ain't worth it.
Right.
It ain't worth it at all. So it's like, why not go ahead and forgive? It's not easy because, I'm living witness to that. It's not easy and it take time. But it's like you really have to pray to God and ask God to help you through it and to help you to forgive that person and give you a clean heart.
And another thing, too, like when my situation is like I was battling, like I said before, like, did I forgive? Or because you know what I'm saying? You're like, you just stay in your own lane and you're like, bro, don't say nothing to me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I got people right now I see every day. I ain't saying nothing to them at all, period.
For real?
Yeah, like, that's me, man. Like, when I'm done with you, I don't know.
Yeah.
You ain't no good. That dog don't bark no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like along with that, it's like, you got to not necessarily put on a face for it. You could be having a conversation with somebody, right? That the person can walk up to talk to that person you talk to. I just got this little look like, bro, you couldn't wait. I got through talking to him, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, but overall, it's just, that's the bad side.
Yeah.
By you harnessing that bad feeling inside of you, you letting it, you know what I'm saying, come out. And now you held up accountable though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's what I've been kind of going through, you know what I'm saying, for his level of forgiveness. You know what I mean? But I think it was an awesome scripture though, man.
Yeah, it is. One other thing I wanted to add
we can ride it out on this if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, this is just the last thing though. The one other thing you want to add in is when you have that heart of forgiveness and you still continue on to have that conversation and, just like this, for example, the same situation you were saying, the guy kind of interrupted a conversation or whoever it was when you was having a conversation with someone else. And it's like, but if you were to continue to engage in a conversation while that person was there or even allow that person to engage in a conversation, you had that person looking at themselves versus then you still feeling some type of way and you not, having being able to forgive them or having a clean heart. So it's like sometimes if you continue to, step outside the norm and forget how you really feel about it and still just living and walking in a godly way, that person will understand, like, look at themselves like, man, I was messed up. And they may come to you and apologize too.
But see, and that's the thing though, it's just like when forgiving, it's not even about them coming back.
Yeah.
And that's like the hard part, because when people do you wrong, you want them to, hey, okay, appreciate that. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like along with that is, you really got to do it from the heart of just basically doing right.
Yeah.
And then also, I got a homeboy, and he told me he works in the medical field, and he was talking about people who, I guess you say that they live a different lifestyle, alternative lifestyle. And he was like, man, to be honest with you, Corey, he was like, every patient that I dealt with that had this sickness, when going back in their history for like the psychological records and stuff like that, they were all, raped or molested.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, at that moment, bro, like I find that scripture where it said, like, don't judge people that you know what I'm saying? He was like, I finally understood what that really meant. Like, you see people, live their own lifestyle, so on. So, that it's, you're not meant to judge them. You know your own right from wrong for the morals and values that Christ gave you, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, you never know what that person went through. You know what I'm saying? And that right there is like, it's a big eye opener, because sometimes, man, you have kids that's innocent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they come across, tough situations like that. And along with those, tough situations, it's like you got the word judge in them.
Yeah.
And they didn't have, they was the prey at the situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if anything, don't judge nobody. Just pray for people. You know what I'm saying? And that, I mean, when he told me, I'm like, yo, that make a lot of sense. And he was like alone. See, another thing with him, it's like, he studied psychology. Yeah. And he also he's in medical. Yeah. So he has an understanding for it. And also he's a believer. So he kind of has a level of balance of all three categories, right? So it's just like, man, you never know. Also, it does some things to the psychological side, you know what I'm saying, of the prey. You know what I mean? So it's like, along with that, we only see the exterior and the actions of the being, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just do not know what they went through. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't judge them. You know what I'm saying? If anything, pray for them. Try to be a helping hand to them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, because everybody deal with certain things.
Yeah. And you got to think about it, no sin is greater than the other one.
No sin is greater than the other one. And it's like, okay, you got people lashing out on you. Now, I've gotten to the point for real, like, yo, why he lashing out on me, or why she lashing out on me? I've got to the understanding is like, okay, shout to dealing with something. Yeah. Let me kind of sit back and, you know what I'm saying? I could take a look. Yeah. But it ain't finna be too many, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's just, man, when you developing that habit of walking with God, bro, like, you starting to remove yourself and look at the entire playboard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Of the situation, of the person, and try to find a level of reasoning instead of being so quick to really just
respond or react on it.
Trying to be too quick to let folk know that you don't do me like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah. And it's crazy because I just recently had a situation like that.
I did too.
And I got upset at first, but then I came back and I was telling myself, man, something wrong with something. She's dealing with something right now. Right. And it was like, I'm not no longer upset or mad at this person, but at the same time, it's like, I just don't want to deal with it right now, you know, because it's like she really dealing with something. Right. So it's like, I just kind of remove myself to where I don't have no form of hatred. Mm-hmm. You know, but it's just like, I understand, like, she's dealing with something right now and she just and that's why she's lashing out. And it's like, you just grow and you learn and you realize that, versus just as you were saying, like, you so quick to lash back with them or get upset and get mad and get angry.
Right. I remember a while back I had developed this shirt and, I screen printed a shirt and it said, Jesus forgives.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So should we. So, but one day I was at Starbucks. I actually had the apparel on, right? Okay. And I was getting my sugar and everything. And this guy saw this shirt, man. He saw it. Uh-huh. And he was like, yes. So I'm like, what you mean? He said, your shirt, yes. But what was so mind-blowing, at the end of the shirt, he took it as a question. Uh-huh. I was actually, in the artistic side of it, I was making it as if this is what we should do. Yeah. But it was more, the shirt itself was more powerful by the tagline being left as a question. Yeah. Because it stays in your head. Like when you're telling somebody something, or when you're telling somebody what to do, okay, it's like they take it as if they hear you. But when you ask somebody a question, it calls thinking. You see what I'm saying? But man, then this guy had a long conversation about his situation with him and his wife. And he was like, man, it was just hard for me to forgive her, man. Like it was real hard. But he was like, the moment I did it, you know, it was just a level of relief. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got back into my groove of accomplishing things. Just like everything just basically just went to a point where he felt like he was himself again. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, along with that, it's just like, it's power in forgiveness. It's amazing. It's freedom in forgiveness. It's power in forgiveness. If forgiveness wasn't so powerful, why did Christ do it?
Yeah. The last one.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, we can talk. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Okay, cool. All right. Okay, check this out. This is what happened. She just put some on text. It's on you. You can take it how you want to.
No, you go ahead and finish talking, then I'll chime in.
Okay, cool. Check this out. Me and Eric, when we was dating, right, I had cheated on him. Right?
Yeah, he did, y'all. He cheated. He cheated.
Okay, we can go. I ain't gonna lie to you, that was tough, man.
Yeah, that was tough, right there. Yeah.
So you can go ahead and share.
I mean, that was like, it was early when we had been about 21, yeah, 20. It was pretty early. Yeah. But he actually cheated. He broke me a little hard, y'all. He really did.
I did. I'm sorry.
And, you know, with ladies, it's like I felt as like I'm being so loyal to this person, right, and this is what I get. Right. And at the time, you know, I guess you would say I wasn't active. Right. You know, so it was like, he's like, bro, just did it. Oh no, I'm done. You know, and it was like, I really didn't want to, you know, I guess you would say, take that a little further. It's like I had a little ill feeling towards him. Right. And it took a while. It took a while for me to kind of really forgive that.
Right.
And it was crazy how the conversation went. Right. I don't think we ever we talked about it before. And I was on the phone with one of my good friends, and I'm finna go into it now. Go ahead. I was on the phone with one of my good friends, and Corey clicked in. So I'm like, I said, hold on real quick. So I clicked over. He was like, I want to talk to you about something. I said, and he was like, what you doing? I said, well, I'm on the phone with my friend. I'm on the phone with Star. Yeah. So he was like, well, I really want to talk to you about something. And he was like, so call me back.
Oh, my God.
So I clicked on the phone with her. You know, I'm so arrogant. It was like, girl, I don't know what he want to talk about. So he got something he really want to talk about. I said, I don't know what it could be. I said, besides, possibly maybe he cheated. I literally told her this. And this is what my response was after I said it. I was like, maybe he cheated. I said, but he ain't got the guts to do that. That was my exact word.
I'm sorry, babe.
And then so
I
was like, she was like, just call him back and well, she called me not. So she was like, just call him back and see what see what he wanted. I said, all right, I'm gonna call you back and let you know. You know, girl, girl, I'm gonna call you back.
Yeah.
So I don't call him back. He told me. I was like, what? Really? It was like, after that, man, it was like, I was done. I'm like, man, I don't want to be with this, because it's like, for one, it's like, you really, I appreciate the fact he told me, because I could have found out through somebody else or someone else, but he came back and told me. But later that was kind of messy, bro. Yeah, that was unforgiving, and eventually we continued to have a conversation. I think I probably didn't talk to you. I don't know how long it was.
It was a minute.
Yeah, it went a minute. I was like, man, I ain't talking to him. I ain't answer no phone calls. Don't come to my house. Don't see me. Did you call? You had your sister to call me too.
When?
Alicia called me. Yep.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been a while.
I remember plain as day. Lady, you don't forget that like that.
It's been a while.
You don't forget that like that.
I mean, overall though, you right though, man. Like that was wrong. And then the thing about it is too, like, I'm such an honest person. It was hurting me not to say that.
Yeah.
So it's just like along with it, it's like, man, you know what? I'm gonna do the right thing. I love her, so I gotta make things right. So I appreciate you forgiving me though.
Yeah. Hey, but I'm gonna tell you something though, lady. It ain't right what I'm about to say.
What?
But the first thing I thought about,
what?
Well, I'm gonna get him back.
Oh.
It was like I was gonna get him back, and I ain't even active, but I was gonna get him back. But it was just the mindset of where I was. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I ain't doing anything like that.
How did you forgive me for that though?
I don't know. I really don't know. To be honest with you, I'm really sitting here trying to really remember what it was. I know we didn't talk for a while. I stopped talking to you. And the last that I remember, Alicia called me. And she was like, I don't know what's going on with Corey. I guess you didn't tell her what happened.
Girl, it's been a while, man. That was back at Waverly Crest out Bankhead. That been a minute. That been a long time.
I don't know what he did. He probably was over there crying. He was over there crying. I don't know what was happening.
But I'm going to tell you something. I was like, yo, man, like, this is for real. Like, man, this how this stuff feel? I'm like, man, I'm down with that. Like, I'll never do like that.
Was that your first time ever cheating?
Yeah, why would you ask me that on this?
I'm not saying it with me. No.
Oh yeah,
I'm saying in general, because you were just saying you just see how I felt, so you was like never gonna do that.
No, I mean just in general, just like that's like when you see somebody who love you and you mess around and you take a risk like that, it's like. But at the same time too, and not to put no damp on it, it's like ooh young, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time though, I took it as a strong learning curve. I was like, even after the fact, that's why I had to tell you, because it's like, yo man, I don't think this right here is right. Like, your conscience wearing on you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, other than that, it's just I knew I had to tell you. So that's why I kind of, you know what I'm saying, came clean with you. You know what I mean? So hey man, like, I don't apologize. It probably come up on the podcast again. You know, it's out. You know what I'm saying? Corey, how old we were?
I don't know. It was early. Like, I think we probably wasn't even, maybe we was dating maybe a year.
I don't know, man.
It was probably like a year into our relationship. So we had been probably 19.
That's cool.
Because I think, we met when I was 18, you was 19. So I had to been about 19 maybe. It was very early. It was like within the first year or so of, I think we was dating, maybe.
But I can't believe that. You like, whoa, you brought that up, man.
Yeah. Shoot, I'm being real. Shoot. I mean, we was kind of talking about it, and you talking about the guy at the Starbucks, so it just kind of made me think about it. So I'm like, yeah.
But over that though, I kind of seen how, like, when you forgave me though, it still was more like, I can't believe him.
Yeah, I really, it's like, it was really God. That was one of them God situations, because it's like, man, Cause it's like with me, it's like, man, dude, I'm done. Like I ain't got time for this. It's like, shoot, I feel like I was worth more. But it was like, it was something.
I kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier. Like you feel as if like, why me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it was just something with you eventually. I mean, we eventually end up back having a conversation, and eventually, I think we eventually end up back dating after that. But it wasn't like right away. It took a minute. It took a while. Even when we started back dating, it took a minute to still just kind of, build that trust back. It wasn't something that was going to be.
I could kind of feel that too, though. Like, after the situation.
Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah, so it's just like, and that's what made me carry it very sensitive. Like, man, like when you love somebody, you know what I'm saying, you gotta show them in action. Don't do them wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you go, and then like overall, it's just like, it didn't feel good walking around with it though. Like knowing that you done dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, wow, man, I've been around that, boy. Cause see, along with that too, like when you carry out that action and you later do forgive you, the man deep down inside, he still feels as if like, man, she ain't forgave you. Things ain't the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The smile, the playfulness ain't the same.
Back on here, like,
yeah, cause she hurt. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like getting over that. It's just, but and that's the thing though. It's like, how do you, like you say, it couldn't be nothing but God for it.
Yeah, it couldn't be nothing but God. Because I always said in the back of my mind, like, with that situation ever occurs, like, I was done.
Yeah.
So it's like when it happened, it was like, I was done. Like, literally. And I can't really say it. I can't really put my hand over, like, something I did or just like, I'm going back. No. It really had to be God because it was like, I'm like, no, I'm done.
Who all know about this, babe?
Everybody now.
Goo know too.
I don't know.
You never told Goo?
Probably did. I don't know. It's been so long ago.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, everybody know. Everybody
Well, check this
know.
out.
I guess we just think about it.
I did it. I didn't feel good about it. And I need like a Bobby Brown statement or something he said.
I don't know.
But
it's over and done with now. It's like
that Bobby Brown love, babe.
Yeah. So, it was over and done with now, but it just made me think about it when we was talking about that.
Forgiveness. But I ain't gonna lie to you though. I was listening to this Jewish rabbi and he was like, man, anytime the woman, the woman, the man cheats on a woman, about 85% of the time, the woman forgives the man. But when the woman,
oh boy.
But he was like, but when the woman cheats,
yeah, the man don't want to forgive.
The man don't want to forgive.
So we going into something else now.
Man.
But
that's
why do a man don't want?
I ain't never been through that, so
I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. I know what it is.
What?
Because with a man, they can't stand for somebody else being with something they precious jewel.
Nope, I totally disagree.
Like,
I totally disagree. What it is women are more emotional.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They're more sensitive and loyal to the overall objective that they have in a visual than the man. He doesn't have a level of balance of the visual. Like when he's cheating on, he don't think.
Yeah.
It's just he don't understand the goal, the visual. He's just
in a moment.
He's just, you did me wrong. We kind of like one track minded, but the woman just more like,
they're emotionally attached to it.
It'll take them a minute to get over, and you go feel some pain with it because, of what you did. But they go stay with you because they believe in you. Now that's just my own thing. You know what I'm saying? But on top of that, though, it's like that's why it is so important to have God in your marriage when it comes down to the forgiveness, because when you do wrong, it's like, first of all, the Spirit is the advocate to get you out of those situations, or if it's going there. You know what I'm saying? Along with that is that you guys are keeping the right spirit first. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing, this is my own thing. A lot of people think just the marriage is just be married because I like you, I like nobody else. And I'm gonna tell you something. That anybody who just think they go have this one wife and that's, oh, she's so beautiful, she's the beautiful one in the whole wide world. That's a lie, bro. Like, I was just keeping it 100. There's plenty of dudes out there, they got big muscles. I tell Erica, you going to look, because I ain't be doing all them weights like that. I'm just being honest, because I understand that, people, there are different images and different styles of women, different styles of men, you know what I'm saying? People may admire, but it's a difference when you let that stuff get in your heart. Like the Holy Ghost will let you know, all right, bro, that's another looking now. You good, you know what I'm saying? And that's the importance of the Holy Spirit, because He keep things in line for his goal, for his purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of work. Like me and you, husband and wife, it's a lot of work that we really are obligated to do for God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm about the pastor a lot. Because anytime I guess you're saying he giving a thank you to, I guess you're saying on the congregation, you always say, thank you for giving me and my wife the opportunity to serve. So that's like a real big thing. You know what I'm saying? For us, that level of serving. I think a lot of people just get married and they just kind of like take God out the equation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then they want to bring God in the equation when they need your wife to forgive you or your husband to forgive you. You know what I'm saying?
They always say it's 3 strings.
Right. I know that Tyler Perry movie, babe.
It doesn't matter, but it's the truth.
Show me where it say 3 strings in.
I don't know. It's probably not in the Bible. I don't know if it's in there or not, but that's what I always have heard and saw.
Who told you that?
I did say it. I want a Tyler Perry movie, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You got God, your husband, and your wife. You have to keep God in between. It's the same thing you just said, but I was just saying that those 3 strings. You got to keep God in between.
It's just the string thing. Okay, I guess it is.
You just got to keep God in between.
Okay, check this out. I just jumped on Google. I'm gonna read it to you. Just type in marriage, 3 strings, and it says marriage takes 3. You, your soon-to-be spouse, and God. It was God who taught us to love by keeping Him at the center of our marriage. His love will continue to bind you together as one throughout your marriage. The cord of 3 strings ceremony. Well, why we don't get the ceremony in the black community, babe?
We just don't do it.
Okay, 3 strings ceremony is a great addition to a wedding ceremony. Okay, I got you now. That's why I don't know about it. That's why I'm looking at it like, where 3 strings come from?
Yeah.
I want to read this again for you guys because I think it's pretty strong. Say marriage takes 3 strings. You, your soon-to-be spouse, and God. It was God who taught us to love by keeping Him at the center of your marriage. His love will continue to bind you together as one throughout your marriage. The cord of 3 strings, three string ceremony is a great addition to wedding ceremony. Babe, we've been talking about getting married. I think we're probably going to do it soon. So I know we're supposed to be going to Walt Disney. We're also supposed to be getting married. So I think we most definitely going to incorporate the 3 strings.
All right, so I guess let's clear this up. We already married. We didn't have a wedding.
Right.
We actually went to the courthouse, and it's crazy because I was writing it down as our next topic.
Right.
Not this podcast, but I guess since you kind of went into it, we can kind of discuss it a little bit.
Ain't got no money.
No, but I just felt like you said what?
Go ahead, you good.
No, what you just say?
I ain't got no money.
No, but it was just with us. We chose to not to have the wedding. Only because to, I guess you would say, to build our business. Right. So it was a decision for us, like, should we have a wedding or should we purchase some business equipment? Right. So it was the decision that we made, and we felt like, still to this day, I would never change that. Right. I felt like that was the best decision because it's like you can spend $10,000-$20,000 on a wedding, and only thing you get was pictures and memories. Right. Which is not bad, which is still awesome, which is great. Right. But also, it's like, or should you purchase equipment to have a business 10, 15 years down the line, or have more money and stuff that's coming in within your household, and just having a second, I guess you would say, multiple incomes. Right. So it's just like with us, we just made that decision to do that versus in having a wedding. It's like, I ain't knocking on wedding, and not at all, but that was just the decision that we made. Right.
And then another thing too, along with that, it's like, I guess I kind of was being, I'm sorry, I got to put it like that. I was following God on them right here, and my wife supported me, so I took the leadership role. You know what I'm saying?
Your voice got a little deep.
Yeah, I had to. I knew for a fact it'd be a little more wise to go to the courthouse, you know what I'm saying, first. And really just, you know what I'm saying. We actually eloped, really, though.
Kind of, sort of, I guess you would say.
Yeah, because at the same time, man, it's like you kind of want to feel, you don't want everybody in your business because I'm just very conscious when it comes down to making big purchases. You know what I'm saying? And even I understand that that's a great thing. Like, for example, like think about it. Like, if we had done that, right? We would have probably never met the pastor who I would most definitely love for him to, you know what I'm saying, do our ceremony. It's just like everything really just flew. It's just following in order. You know what I'm saying? It really did. It really did. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, along with that, I just know, like, this is what we not going to do right now. Right now, we just going to go ahead. We're going to get married. We're going to elope. And then I made elope sound so cool. Then.
Yeah, elope.
So, yeah, we go elope, and then we just go, you know what I'm saying, kind of get ourselves together, because I think when you make them big purchases like that, a lot of times, I hate to say it, but it's the truth, a lot of times people come to ceremonies like that to slightly size you up, and they don't really be there for the true emotion of things. But after going through a couple-year marriage, you know what I'm saying, you can kind of see
who's there.
Yo, man, she
genuine.
She tripping on I need some advice. You know what I'm saying? Or on your end, oh well, you know my husband, he tripping. I need some advice. What should I do? You know what I'm saying? Like people that really, really support your marriage and support a great direction for you. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it take time in marriage for you to kind of filter, you know what I'm saying, those individuals out. Yeah. And then, you know what I'm saying, once you do your marriage thing, you know what I'm saying, you kind of, you know, you don't want to, you know what I'm saying, spend all that money like that, and then, you know what I'm saying, you guys have no knowledge of actually, you know what I'm saying, wedding and stuff like that. Yeah. But at the same time, too, I think that whole concept was coming from like a more of a if it failed state, which is a very negative mind state, instead of it's going to be a great celebration. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's also like a different transition for us from that time for us being married now. What, 5 years?
Yeah, we're going on 6 years.
6 years, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's just level of maturity, man. But if you got any new newlyweds out there, I mean, if you guys, you know what I'm saying, looking for those memories, man, do you. Don't worry about, you know what I'm saying, what other people are going to say, you know what I'm saying, at your wedding or anything like that. Just do what you and your spouse feel.
Yeah, what's best for you and your spouse, and y'all make the decision together.
I just knew our situation. We just wanted to develop a business first. So, you know, that's why we're here, you know what I'm saying, right now. But other than that, that's coming soon. I was thinking about next year, though.
What?
Actually get married, yeah.
And I just want to do something with Paisley.
Yeah, boy.
Paisley there. And then what if we have another kid? If we do, it's just going to be one more. That's it. just one more.
They got to be God, that boy.
Yeah, I know, right?
They will have to be God. So other than that, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. We got a lot of new things coming in effect, man. A lot of things that we actually going to give to our listeners. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, man, I want to thank God. You know what I'm saying, for this podcast, because I'm gonna tell you something. Me and my wife be scrapping each other head out. You know what I'm saying? Giving you guys content that we think that could be soulful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, soul food, not necessarily soulful. That you guys can listen to and be encouraged and be inspired. To anybody who I haven't forgave yet, you guys be patient with me. I'm working on it with God. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get there, and potentially my wife too as well.
Yeah, I'm getting there as well.
Yeah, so I mean, just be patient with me, man. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I want to tell all the listeners from all the different areas, man. Even Idaho, Nevada, Virginia. Thank you guys. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. You want to get a shout out, man? You know.
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for listening. Just continue to support us as you guys do each week or every month or so. Right. We really appreciate that. Just continue to pray for us. You know, pray for us as we continue to do our podcast and on our everyday life. We just really thank you guys. And one thing I did want to say, well, I like maybe you should print some of those shirts again.
Jesus forgives.
Jesus forgives. Yeah.
Okay, that, you know, and to be honest with you, that is since it's out of the bag now. First of all, I'm gonna get to that. Let me I want to just let everybody know. Thanks for California. Thank you guys for listening to Nevada, Oregon, Idaho, Colorado, Texas, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Ohio, Michigan. What is Michigan again? Let me mind this real fast. Hold on, let me go home. I'm sorry about that. Now you have Virginia, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan. Well, shout out to Michigan twice. We just Michigan keep coming up. I'd like to say thank you guys, most definitely. And most definitely thank you, Virginia. You guys been second for us listeners. But to get back to the apparel, this is what me and my wife is doing. I was kind of keeping it secret. I kind of like to talk about things when it's already in effect. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to print T-shirts for all our listeners that's liking and subscribing to us. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be free. Only thing you have to pay for is shipping. You know what I'm saying? That is just a gift from us, you know what I'm saying, to you for listening. And it's going to be, I guess you say, a limited amount, you know what I'm saying, because we're working off a budget as well, just being honest and point blank. So, but if we can get to you, most definitely want to do that. So we don't want you guys to miss out, especially for us like a day one listener. Thank you guys very much. And like my wife said, it's probably going to be Jesus forgives and so should we once again. So thank you guys for listening to the cast. This is Corey Collins.
And it's Erica Collins.
You guys be blessed and thank you once again.
Thank you.
Take care.